Colorado at Kansas. Initially, this opened as Colorado as a 1.5 point favorite. It has moved up to Colorado is now a 2.5 point favorite. So we need one more point to get the coin out. But the fact that this opened with Colorado as a 1.5 point favorite means Vegas is hip to the Big 12 now. Like, they figured it out. Like, okay, Kansas is hot, and this game's going to be a banger.
I'm on the Colorado train, but if this moves over a key number and ends at the Big 12 coin, I'm taking Kansas. Like, in real life.
Yeah.
Really? If it goes to 3.5, yeah. Kansas is. Did you watch the games the last 2 weeks? They are playing awesome football.
Like, well, and you know how I feel about being able to win games in different ways. Like, the Iowa State win and the BYU win were two very different wins. Iowa State was we're going to outscore you and hang on. The BYU win was, we're going to shut you down defensively. And it took one key special teams mistake for Kansas to win the game. Like, BYU made, well, I don't even know if it was a mistake. I actually think it's probably Kansas, because they did the quick kick with Jalen Daniels, like the quick punt, and it hit a BYU player in the helmet, and Kansas jumped on it. Like, that's more good on Kansas than BYU making a mistake. Like, that was schematic. And so, yeah, Lance Leipold, still a good coach, despite a few one-score losses at the beginning of the year. That said, Ari, Colorado has the best quarterback in this game. Mm-hmm. It has the best receiving core in this game.
Mm-hmm.
It has the best pass rush in this game.
Mm-hmm.
They are playing better than anybody in the Big 12. They are not playing close games like everybody else is in the Big 12. Give me the Buffaloes.
Yeah. I'm fully in on Colorado. I've had them in the playoff field for 2 weeks. So I'm not. I just get scared. They clip this, and then you know how it gets when Colorado Twitter of people. Like, I think I'm on Colorado at 2.5. I think this is going to be
3.5. You're not. That fascinates me, because I still think Colorado's winning this game by more than a touchdown. I think they're as good as Kansas has been. Colorado is a better team talent-wise. Colorado has played disciplined, sound football, which is what Kansas does to you when they beat you. I think Colorado wins because they have better players in this one.
You wouldn't give me
Colorado
7 points, would you?
Is as well coached as Kansas right now.
You wouldn't give me 7 points, would you?
I'd give you 6.5.
You said you thought they were going to win by more than a touchdown. Like, how real?
By
is
a
that?
touchdown. By a touchdown. I'll give you 6.5. Should we place a bet?
Well, if you gave me 7, I would place the bet.
Oh, what? You said you'd do it at 3.5 with your own money.
No, but I want to prove the point, though, because you said you think they're going to win by more than a touchdown, and I don't think that. I'll
give you 7. You didn't say 7.5. You said 7.
I know, 7.
What are the stakes, chat? Give us some stakes to this.
We don't have to find this out right now, but I'll take Kansas plus 7. And you want to know what it is? It's not a doubt in Colorado, Andy. It's a spot. It's a tough spot. And Andy, I also am not familiar with the Arrowhead Stadium game. Like, is it going to be like a loud pro Kansas crowd there, or is it going to be kind of all over the place?
It's probably going to be all over the place. Our Game Time ad should tell you the tickets are pretty reasonably priced. So, but if you want to go to this game, hop on Game Time right now. By the way, Rod Wave is playing in Columbus this week. So get your Rod Wave at Nationwide Arena tickets. And then get your Indiana, Ohio State tickets. I mean, come on. Game Time's got it all. They've got concerts, sporting events, comedy shows, you name it. Best prices. And if you hit that GT Picks button, you make sure that you get the best value relative to the market. So you know if you hit that GT Picks button that you're getting a great deal on those seats. And look, they're not cheap. You're still talking over $200 to get into this game. Now, you want to see a really good game this week with Game Time that won't cost you that much. Colorado, Kansas. Very big game in the Big 12. Remember, that's at Arrowhead because Kansas is renovating the stadium in Lawrence. You can get in there for around, 60, $70. There's tickets as low as $48 for that game, which is going to be a banger. We're going to be picking that game in a second. So download the Game Time app. Use the code STAPLES for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply, of course. They got everything you could possibly want. You name it. Doesn't matter if it's day of the event. They got tickets. Go to Game Time. Download the app. Redeem the code STAPLES for $20 off your first purchase.
The thing that is interesting is if this were played in Lawrence, like, would you feel differently? If this was like a true Big 12 road game? Like, that's the one thing that's giving me pause on
Have you ever been to a game in Lawrence?
I haven't, but I heard it's awesome at times. Like last year, it looked electric.
I wouldn't feel differently. It's not an even when they're good, it's not an environment I'd worry about.
Okay.
It's not one where the environment's going to dictate the game. Like if Kansas beats Colorado, which I understand is a distinct possibility, it's just because like Devin Neal went off and ran for 200 yards, or Jalen Daniels had a great game, or Leipold and Jeff Grimes just made great calls in the course of the game. Like that's how that happens. It won't be because of atmosphere.
I just don't know if it's going to, like, if Colorado is going to make the playoff easily. Like, I'm just anticipating that there will be a bump in the road, right? Like, there's got to be.
It's not going to. You're right. It's not going to be easy. And look,
because they're not just going to. Are they just going to blow everybody out? Like, is that just what we're thinking?
I don't think they're going to blow. I don't think they're going to blow Kansas out. I think this is the hardest, obviously the hardest remaining regular season game. But this may be the hardest game left, including the Big 12 championship game if they make it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what the stakes are, but Scott came up with a few funny ones.
Let's hear it.
Tex-Mex for Ari, something to do with some Tex-Mex food. Train for a 5K, which I wouldn't bet if you gave me 30 points.
Train 3.1 miles. You can't run 3.1 miles.
It's not that I couldn't. It's that I don't want to have to train for it. Like, that's the thing.
You don't have to train for it. Just go out and run 3.1 miles.
Do you know what sounds so terrible to me about a marathon? It's not that you would have to run 13 miles or 26 miles or whatever it is. Like that would be a really terrible day. Mm-hmm. It's the time commitment and the effort you would have to put in to put your body in the place to do that. Like that, it's not just that one day is terrible. Like it's the entire 6 months or a year that you building up to figure that out.
It's not. It's like 3 months, and the long runs are actually very therapeutic when you're training. They feel good.
You know what's therapeutic?
Getting a
laying on your back, watching the NFL with a few $100 on games with Chinese food on the way. That's therapeutic.
So we got to figure out what I have to do if Colorado
I can run
or wins by less than 7.
I haven't run more than 3 miles since high school. So if you want to make that my,
so I'm going to see you next week. I'm going to see you next week. If Colorado wins by 8 or more, you have to run 3.1 miles. I will run beside you and record it. We might even stream it live.
So the question I have is, because we are working on
you have that beautiful jogging trail around the lake.
Oh yeah, we can
house.
do it by the lake at my house. Yeah, sure. But Andy, what if I have to stop? Like, I can't tell you that.
Then you stop.
Okay, but you're like, I'm not going to say I can run 3.5 miles.
No, I will walk alongside you and make fun of you until you start running again.
Okay. All right. Perfect. That's a terrible stake for me. So I don't know what yours is, but
figure it out, guys. What's terrible for me? Figure something out that's terrible for me, and I'll say I'll do that.
Okay.
But I feel very good about this. I feel like Ari's gonna have to run, and like I am gonna. Yeah, we'll make a YouTube stream, and I'm just gonna run alongside him.
This is funny
the entire time.
Because are you writing about Northwestern Stadium today?
I think I am, but
it would be funny if you.
Our fine sponsor Panini. I've got a Donruss Elite 2024 box here. If Kansas wins or loses by less than 7, this is your box.
Do you have any other boxes that you haven't opened yet? Do you have a gold standard?
This is the only unopened one.
Oh, okay. I'll take it.
All right. Fair enough.
And you also have to donate $20 to the Northwestern Stadium Fund.
You got it. You got it. I will help fund the $850 million Northwestern Stadium if I lose this bet.
Super excited for Colorado to go out and win by 30 points, and my lack of being in physical shape being great fodder for this. Through 2 years ago, when we did a bet where I had to do like 100, like what did you do, like 50 push-ups or something? Like I was training that week, all week, like doing push-ups in my house to make sure that if you were filming me on camera doing the push-ups, that like I didn't look like a complete utter slob who couldn't do any. And thankfully my side of the bet won. I never had to do that, but like physical challenges are my number one fear. So thank you for doing this for me. But I think I could run 3 miles at this point in my life.
I know you could. Yeah. That's the thing. I think you can't. I know you can.
Because
you're a different person than you were a year ago.
Yeah, but I actually too like envy you. Like when he came to visit, my house is near White Rock Lake, which is a big lake and it's within walking distance of it. And he just went and ran. Like, I wish I could be a person that's like, you know what?
Yeah, you have an 8-mile trail. I ran the whole thing. It was awesome. It is a beautiful run. It was so fun.
I just wish I was like, I just wish I was a person that was like, I didn't eat real good last night. I'm just going to go run 5 miles and burn 500 calories like in
But
an
you
hour.
Can be that person.
But I haven't been that yet. But, Scott. Follow me on Twitter. Let's go take a walk together sometime if this is where you live too. You did the whole loop? I don't think I think the whole loop is like 27 miles. Like I don't think it's 8.
I did the 8-mile loop that is around the lake itself and the one that's on the map when you come out there.
Dude, let's go get some Smoky Roast, Tyler. That's a good barbecue place that's right around the corner from where we live.
Well, how come you haven't taken me there?
Because there's also the one that we went to, which is
that's true.
the best barbecue you've ever had.